Rick, where are we?
We're in a garage bay, Morty.
A garage bay? Whose? How?
Don't worry, it's mine. I have 100 of them. They give them away.
Hey, what's this?
Oh, nice. It's an EMP module.
What's an EMP?
It's an electromagnetic pulse, Morty. Disables other robots.
These, what are these block things?
They're what hold robots together, Morty. Come on, get with it. Pay attention now. We gotta blow some other robots up.
But what?
The whole idea, if you don't build a robot, why build a robot if you're not building a robot to blow up another robot?
But to pass butter?
Morty, listen. We need to, like, build robots to wreck other robots. So we've got these mega rail guns, and we're gonna put them on here, and we're gonna wreck the other robots with them.
I don't know, Rick. You know, those sprinter legs, they don't look very strong.
I'm feeling froggy, Morty. Gotta go fast.
What do you mean?
Well, you see how I'm putting these things here? They're harder to shoot off, but I'm gonna wrap a bunch of blocks around them so that, you know, it doesn't really matter. You know, the goal here is that if my rod's gonna blow up, I want it to blow up one piece at a time.
Maybe if we injected feces into the knees. If we do that, it could lubricate the joints and it would make it move better.
Morty, that only works on humans. It doesn't work here. You need to let me just focus on what I'm doing here. Maybe talk to this guy Ataribot. He could probably help you out.
Hey everybody, this is Ataribot. Hey there, Morty. I don't have to tell Rick anything because Rick already knows everything. And what we're going to be talking about is a lot of stuff that's been done to the game, including the new Mega Rail. We also have new... oh man, there's just so much here. I have a whole page of notes here that's just... Let's start off with weapon energy. Weapon energy is now the same as a 1600 CPU bot, you know, if you were used to the other mechanic. All robots will have that same energy. The difference with the boost, however, means that, you know, despite having the same weapon energy, the boost will mean that same energy will be more powerful. And you get a boost for having lower CPU rather than basing the weapon energy off the CPU. You're actually basing how strong that shot will be, if that makes any sense. We can copy bots now. Your copy bots will go into a green bay, and as long as you have all the parts, you can just make another bot exactly the way you had it, and then you can make changes to that bot. That way you have, like, let's say you have a bot that you want with lasers and you want one with plasmas, but you don't want to have to, like, go switch all the weapons off of them every time. You'd rather just pick the bot you want to play, you know. So this way you can have one with plasmas and one with lasers. They've also made some changes to the CRF as well, so that when you buy a robot in the CRF, now that it's mastery levels, and as you progress with that bot, it goes up in mastery, giving you more in the way of a percentage of points. So as you go up in levels, you get a higher percentage and you get more points, and then yeah. You'll figure it out. Anyway, if you make your own bot, you go in with mastery topped out. So ideally, you would want to take your own bot rather than buying them from CRF. If you do buy them from the CRF, you know, you need to play that bot the way it is and master it that way first. Does that make sense? That doesn't make sense. But you know what I think a lot of people will do is it'll go back to YouTube and stuff, and people will be looking up builds, and rather than buying a bot in the CRF, they can go build one off of a YouTube video, and they would be able to have full mastery that way. And that's just one way to do it, you know. And there's nothing wrong with that because they're still building the bot, you know. Whereas if you go to the CRF, it's all built for you, you know. It's actually probably more work to go and build a robot from YouTube, you know. But it could be fun. Anyway, this is a rail sprinter guy I built. I thought he'd be good for this new thing. I put a bunch of shields on top because I thought, you know, with the plane update and all the bombers flying around, it would help mitigate some of the damage. But to be honest, you know, with some weapons, you know, that take out the blocks underneath the shields, you know, like if a plasma hits the right spot, then it really don't matter. Plasmas are not going to be a good thing for this robot, so you want to try to avoid those. You know, ideally with a sniper, you want to hang back and try to get people in the distance, you know, and try to cover 1 or 2 points, especially in League. But this is that, and you're welcome to build off of this video. I don't really care. And then you can even stick it in the CRF. I don't care. I would like some credit, but you know, I know how things go. And let's see what else we got on our notes. There's so much. Custom games have had some new sliders. There's now a timer now and a base capture speed slider. I believe those both go up to 500, from 0 to 500. Thrusters and props have been boosted 1.5 times, so they're 1.5 times faster now as far as speed boost goes. I don't really see a whole lot, even though I've tried this out and I haven't seen much difference. This is the Mega Rail weapon. It's kind of neat. It looks cool. It's powerful. You know, I've noticed like on medium-sized bots or medium to large-sized bots that one shot from this can take out half of their bot if you're a medium-sized bot, you know. So, because then you'll have weapon energy. But this thing is powerful. It's strong. It's got 5 connection points there, as you can see. It's a good looking weapon. I wonder if they'll come out with the Carbon 6 version. I would suspect at some point there will be a Carbon 6 version of this. Anyway, this is it. This is the weapon. The Mega Rail. Does look cool. It's got these things on the back. I'm not sure what those 6 things on the back are supposed to be, like battery things or something. And on other weapons, they have a little message in that triangle that says "Caution hot" or "Don't step here" or something like that. Something weird. But not on this one, you know, unless it's something that's in game that I haven't noticed yet. Possibly. I don't know. They're those connection points I was telling you about. There's it's pretty neat. Pretty powerful. It's a one shot, half a robot gone kind of weapon. But you know, it's tricky, you know, now that the weapon boost on how you're going to use this, so we'll see how it works out. I see a lot of people dying though. This is the new energy curve, or the weapon damage curve, and this is the new map size. And from the looks of it, by the way they've scaled it up there, is that it's actually a scaling and not so much that they move the borders further out. And that gives you more room to move around within areas that were previously tighter or smaller. So now you can get around. They said it did also for planes, so they had more flying space. You know, it was easy to run out of room to fly. But let's take this guy out and try him out. See how he does.
Capture the points to gather energy for your orbital annihilation weapon and
I'm always trying to climb up on things. It's always good to have a good vantage point, good place to look, see what's going on. And we're going to continue to talk about the updates to the game as well as we play this. You're going to see that I am not the best person with rails. They're great. Look at that. Look at the damage. Half his robot's gone. Just one shot. One shot. But look at how easy it is to knock one off. Look at him go. But I'm liking this. I do like the weapon. I think it's neat. It has its purposes. Plasma, rails, and aeroflak. The damage has been reduced 10%. And I think this was helped the lasers basically because the lasers weren't all that. However, the laser Leviathan has been boosted from 26,330 to 29,429. Another change they made is that nanos, they can only heal one at a time. So if you got like two guys out there trying to heal one robot, whoever started healing first is the one that's going to be healing. The other robot won't get to heal that guy. But if he runs out of weapon energy and stops, then the other robot can stop. So there's still some viability to having two healers, but I don't know if it uses up weapon energy for the second one. The second robot shouldn't, in my mind it shouldn't, but I have yet to try this out in game. Somebody could say something in the comments below. Let us know. Let us know. We'd like to know. Aeroflak only works on the ground now. I kind of like that. I didn't like it. It didn't seem natural. Aeroflak going into the air, shooting other robots. It just didn't make any sense. Let's see. Rotors have been increased in acceleration, so yeah, I mean it kind of makes sense. We made planes all awesome and everything, and vertical takeoff and landing and everything, but they didn't do anything to like helicopter blades. It was like, well, they're just kind of slow and aggravating now, so they buffed them a little bit, and so now they take off a little quicker. And I think it's more that they increased acceleration, not so much like top speed. They reduced the side-to-side movement on the rudders and wings on planes, so that it was less like it was kind of. You ever play that game? It was an old Nintendo game called Top Gun or Afterburner on Sega. I know I'm old. Listen, those things you'd like push left and the whole plane would go, or you push right, it would go. It would just go. It was very like you got this movement or that movement and nothing in between. And that's kind of what I think happened with planes, is that you ended up having to like tap your left and right to get kind of pitch you would want to roll. So like this guy here. But anyway, they reduced that, so now it's probably a little more natural. Nominal count 4 on all laser plasma, rail, and nanos. Non-legendaries. Now, and what that means is that now that regardless of the size of the weapon, that's the nominal count. So that people who were putting a ton of the little laser wasp on, now they're only going to fire 4 at a time, but you can still spam them. I don't know how great that's going to be or how that'll work out, but we'll see. I hope they look into that, because that seems like a lot less damage. But we'll see how that works. I know they increased it, but at the same time, I don't know if it's enough. We'll see. Tesla's nominal count is now 2, so you only need 2 to be at full strength. and they broke the Uber warp drive, because I guess, I don't know why that was a problem, because it's like anybody that used that robot, or basically these were robots that could fly in circles really, really fast, but they were so horrible at trying to hit targets and try to hit things. You know, on the flip side, nobody could hit them either hardly, so it was, you know, give and take. I think lasers were the best shot against those. The diving bug for winged aircraft seems to have been fixed. And I think some of that was has to do with vertical rudders, though sometimes people don't realize that the vertical rudders kind of tend to prevent the plane from dipping too far one way or the other, as well. And don't ask me what's going on with the physics there on vertical rudders. There are some videos out there about that. It's just kind of weird. It seems like all you need are the horizontal wings and rudders, and you don't need anything else. Wow, that's pretty much all I have here on my notes. Everything else I felt probably wasn't that important. They did a bunch of stuff though, and you know, last update they had increased the size of the garage bays, and I thought that was really good. They've yet to announce any contest as far as Artbot contest or anything like that, so I don't know when we're going to see another one of those. This is the website. You can get to it by going to robocraftgame.com, and if you do, you'll find a bunch of information on the game that you can look up all this stuff I just told you about for yourself, and it may be a little more accurate than me. It's a good chance. But I do encourage you to go there, and you can find all this stuff here. They'll tell you about the damage boost and all that. And as the way things go, you know, the information gets updated, and the information I'm telling you here may become obsolete in the future. So, you know, keep that in mind and go back to their website and see what they say about things. And you can always go through their forums and see what's been done in previous updates and previous patch notes. They'll tell you. They have things there. Pretty neat though. That's the copy bot feature they're telling you about. You know, you're welcome to pause the video and read the stuff here, but I encourage you to go to the website instead. It's much more up to date that way. But that's that. Let's see. I don't know what else to tell you about. I don't know what else I've missed. I'm sure I've missed something. And I'm sure you'll tell me in the comments below. Let me know what you think of the video in the comments below. I mean, I'm always open to feedback. You know, what do you think about the plasma rails and aeroflak being damage reduced 10%, you know? What do you think about the laser Leviathan being buffed? You know? What do you think about the nanos only being able to heal one at a time now? You know? And does the second nano, does it still lose weapon energy if it's not doing anything? That's something I have not tested, so if somebody wants to let me know in the comments below if that it does still use up the energy even though it's not healing a robot. That'd be something I'd be curious about. I know you're saying just play the game. You just play a healer and see for yourself. I don't like healers. I don't like playing a healer. I don't know. Because it's kind of like with auto heal, you know. I don't know. I'm not saying they made healers pointless. But it's like you can't please anybody in this game. It's like people either love or hate healers. You know, they either think, oh, those people healing, it's not fair. Or you think, oh, it's not fair that I can't get heals. Whatever. And there's people in the forums even saying, okay, well now can we get a mega nano now? I'm thinking to myself, are you serious? Do we need a mega nano? I think we can draw a line here at the rail. You know, I could see maybe a mega arrow flak that has a much larger area of effect or something. That'd be interesting. Proto seeker weapons, they need to stay crappy. They need to be what they are, you know. And they have their uses here. You know, you'll see. I thought I'd take out a little plane out and see what I could do. See how easy it is to get away from stuff still, though. It's not that hard. Those, man. Oh, I don't know what happened here. I don't know what I was thinking here. But, I mean, 3 against 1. It's not good odds. It's better just get out of there. But I played this because I wanted to kind of see what the plasmas were like now, and see what the new physics were on the wings and see how those worked out. I put the vampire bats on Dogfighter SE. This is available in the build video on my channel, and it's also available in the CRF in one version or another. May upload another. Sometimes I take them down, I put them back up, so you know I end up not looking like I sell a whole lot of robots, and sometimes I don't. It doesn't bother me. I'd rather you guys actually build the robots off my YouTube videos than give me the cells and the CRF. I don't need any robots. I have plenty of robots. Speaking of the CRF, you know, the changes now are, you know, that you get paid on your robots as it gets used. So like if somebody destroys the robot after only one match, then you'll quit receiving payment for that robot. But if they continue to use that robot, you'll continue to get paid for it. I don't know if there's a specified number of gameplays that occurs for. I think it's unlimited. You know, my understanding is that if your robot got used 100 times and you get paid 100 times, so it potentially can make people very, very rich, especially those who are creating the metas. I don't know. I have no advice for you as far as how you get to become a meta bot. You know, I'll tell you, it's hard. It's hard to get recognized. You know, even with a YouTube channel, it's hard to get recognized in the CRF for having good bots and this and not. I think, you know, the best way is to play them in combat and get your friends to try them out and show up in groups of that same robot. And then other people, if it's a good robot and it really owns, then yeah, I'm sure it will go meta eventually. You know, if it doesn't go meta, then, you know, keep trying. Keep working on stuff. This is where these little proto seekers work. It's taking forever. He just doesn't want to die. He's not going to die. Oh, yeah. There he goes. Rick, how is it that we can fly on one wing, Rick? Morty, forget the physics. Physics don't mean anything. Look at me go. I'm Batwing Rick. but Rick, this don't seem right. This don't make any sense. How can a plane fly in one spot? It's a future wing, but I don't get it. Stop trying to look for the reason it works, Morty. It just does. Yeah. Look at it go. Oh, there's a build video on this. I don't know if I told you that already. Probably did. So you can build it if you want. You know, you can build it your own way. I may upload this version, maybe minus the Proto Seekers, because they're really the Proto Seekers. They're the worst. I'm sorry. They didn't do anything. They should have buffed this weapon too. Why did? I'm not. You know, I guess it's kind of buffed since they reduced the damage 10% on Plasma Rail and Arrow Flag. So now Proto Seekers, you know, should have a little more power to them. You know, in comparison, you know. But they're still aren't very. They don't seem very viable, you know. And they were intended for new players that, you know, weren't quite adjusted to aiming or figuring out things, or maybe they have some lag. I don't know. They do what they do. It's like people are going to complain about it because it's not easy enough. It's always the complaint. You know what people don't think about is that it's not like somebody else has a different weapon, like their weapons aren't nerfed or buffed or whatever. And what you guys got to think about too, you know, those who are complaining about, oh, the good old days, it was better in 2014 when we just had wheels and lasers. Yeah, whatever. But you know what, you got to think that you have custom games. You want to play those kind of matches, make them. You know, whatever. It's not a big deal. And the other thing you got to think about, this game is still in beta. And beta means that it's not, you know, been fully released yet. You know, however, when Robocraft Infinity comes out, that will be a full release. But it will get updates as well. You know, just like the PC version. Now it won't be cross-platform. You won't be able to play Robocraft Infinity and then switch over to play it on PC. It's not going to be like Minecraft, you know. But it should be really good. You know, you shouldn't. You won't have to. My understanding is you're automatically gonna progress to gain the weapons, much like they did in the early Robocraft. Except once you get a weapon, you have it. You can have as many as you want and build with it as however many ways you want to. But that's just my understanding. But could be wrong. Could be wrong. Look at me go. I don't do particularly well here. I think I play more of the distraction role in this match than I do actually getting any kind of great score. It is fun. Look at me go. It could take some shots. I was happy with this build. What I did was I used light cubes around pretty much the outside, and then I put just a few health cubes in the middle part and the nose and places that I didn't mind if it went bye-bye, you know. But just to get that health boost, you know, and I put a few health cubes in there. You know, it's not. This isn't like full, like. Can't have them capping. Can't have them do that.
You have captured the point furthest from your base.
Rick, I don't know if we should be attacking the core like this. It doesn't seem very fair.
Morty, what do you know about fair? Who cares? Who cares what you think?
That doesn't sound right. That's not something Rick would say. Who knows?
Morty.
He's always sounding like, you know how you do a Morty voice or a Rick voice? You act like you're drunk and on the toilet pushing out a turd. Or about to throw up. I mean, this is it, or I can't say what else, but I mean that's pretty much it.
Morty, I'm gonna puke all over the place, Morty. I'm trying to take a dump in here. Morty, get out of the bathroom, Morty. Oh.
You know, like he belches every once in a while. You gotta stick a little bit of the half belch sounds in there, maybe a little bit, but not a whole lot. He doesn't do it as much as I thought he had. You know, I do it a little too. I overdo it.
The enemy has captured the middle.
I like doing my voice stuff. You know what though? This I think this match is about done. I'm guessing. I'm gonna venture to guess here that we're gonna win this. It's hard to say. But see, they even made it where planes are pretty good at capping now too. That's kind of a good thing. And that pitch and roll that they changed, it seems to be a little better. I don't really notice much difference, but it seems smoother
Base shield is down. You can
and less
energy.
like
The alternative to your base is
I
under
said,
attack.
less of the Top Gun afterburner kind of game feeling. You know?
Annihilator fully charged.
There it is.
Firing weapon in 3, 2, 1.
You gotta learn to live a little, Morty. I don't know, Rick. You didn't do that good. You get the worst score on your team, Rick. There you can see the mastery bonus up to 300%. Whatever. And that's if you bring your own robot, you're already going to be top master because you build your own robot. So, you know, I encourage you to check out some of my build videos, get some ideas. Some of the builds are kind of, you know, outdated. And Triforcing doesn't really work anymore. It's more of, you know, you just want as many connections all over the place as you can. And just solid, blocky kind of things. You know, but it works. You know, the more you can, I found the more you can get into a tight space, the better. You know. But anyway, thanks for watching. Consider leaving a like, subscribe. I'm not kidding. For real. Here's some more videos. You can check these out. You can click the little button there and it'll subscribe you. You can turn on notifications if you want. I don't hold nobody to anything though. Morty. Let's go wreck some noobs. That seems kind of mean, Rick.